Hi guys, welcome to the new video. This video is all about why you should go out as soon as you can, as soon as it's available, and buy the 1357 French auto-loading light tank tier 7. Now, the truth is, I've got two variations of this tank. I've got one that was quite generously bought for me on one of my streams, and I've got another one which kind of just turned up in my garage whilst I was away, so I'm not too sure what happened there, if someone bought it for me or if it was a gift from Wargaming or something like that. I actually prefer to use the one that turned up in my garage because I can put my own customs camo on it, whereas the other one was like a Wargaming like Leagues event special edition and you couldn't change the camo. So we're going to be looking at 3 games in this tank. It's absolutely amazing. Let's just get into the games, right? Let's just get into the games. I'll tell you when we're in. Right, here we go. We are on Ghost Town. Okay, here we go. Countdown. Did a little there. Press play. Right, I've got some serious lockdown here going on, guys. Anyway, 1357. Tier 7 French light tank. I love it. It's got this auto-loading gun. It don't do much damage, but it pecks things to depth. You just saw me in chat telling people where I was going to go. If you come to this northeast spawn on Encounter on this map, in the light tank, you must go to where I go now. You typically get so much. I don't think I actually get a lot in this game, but typically, especially if you've got a tank that's got binos on it, and you come to where I'm going now, you do so well. What I love about this tank is you could be having the worst game in the world, but if you get a clip off, and then a second clip off, you can A, really punish tanks, which is fun, and B, your game can turn round inside like maybe 1 minute, right? So you need 1 minute of good gameplay to turn the game round. Okay, so I've just like used my shells and went for the reload there, and now these guys came round. I was a little bit hasty on the reload. Maybe I should have held on. My Cromwell's gone down. He pushed a little bit too far forward there, but can I make it count? Yeah, I retaliate in his name because whilst I didn't know him, he was my teammate and I'm not going to tolerate that blood unanswered. Now, trying to push up here, a little bit embarrassing. Don't manage to do it. You've actually got to come more to the left, but I didn't want to expose myself to that other tank over there. So I need to be careful how I go up on this bush because if I get spotted up here, it could be a little bit drastic. Managed to get up there. I'm not spotted. Great. Now, in this game... I didn't actually get a lot of spotting damage in the beginning. Like sometimes you come up here, especially if you're in a light tank with binos, and you're on 3k spotting damage within the first minute, right? It can be insane up in this position on this bush here. I'm just going to hang here for a second and see what I can see. I am going to push forwards because there's a nice row of bushes in the middle. I'm going to go for the reload though. I only had like 4... bullets in the clip there, or shots in the clip. Now this only does like, it's less than 100 a shot, but you've got a load of shots. I think you can hit out at like, what has it got, 9? I think it might have 9 or 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think 8. It does crazy damage. I roll up on this guy unsuspectingly. He's another AMX 1357, right? And I spot another tank here. It's a Super Hellcat. Okay, cool. I'm not going to hang around here just a second. There's artillery up there, and if it's moved across a little bit, it can hit me. So I'm going to stay on the move. Can I come around this side? I can. Oh, I've taken one. Again, I'm not going to hang around. I put that little bit of damage in, and now I'm going to pull back a little bit. This tank is... You don't want to take damage, right? You want to hold that damage as best as you can for late game. That P43 that I spotted at the beginning is still kind of looking at me. And the enemy AMX 1357 just got killed by artillery. I'm not too sure if that was a blind shot then, but I'm pretty sure he couldn't see me from there. He might be able to, but... Yeah, in actual fact, yes, he can. I'm remain spotted. So, yeah, he's hitting me. I'm being spotted, so I need to be careful here. A relocation is definitely on the cards, and I need to lose the spot and then try to go from a different angle. So the games I'm going to show you of this tank are... They're not the best games you'll see out there, but they're really strong games. This is an ace tanker game, and I like to talk about my mantra, which is stay alive, do damage, get kills. And if you do that in a game, it sounds obvious, you'll get a good score. But not many people do it. And to do it, you need to not do nothing stupid. And there's things in the game that help you not do nothing stupid, like the W8 counter and the Mark of Excellence counter, and they can keep you on track because you can set yourself goals that maybe you want a 2,000 W8 in a game. And you're not going to do nothing stupid until you get that. Or maybe you prioritise Mark of Excellence over W8, and you think, okay, well, I can see from that little counter down the bottom now, I started this game on 37.4, and already, because of my score, I've gone up to 37.57. But I might want to go to 38 in this game, and that means I need to get another 276 damage. Okay, so I'm not going to do nothing stupid till I got that. I might not do anything stupid till after it either, but they help keep us true, and they help us have a good game, and that's why I use these modifications. A lot of players don't have them, but that's cool. It's each to everyone's own, right? Here's a Super Hellcat. You need to be a bit careful when you fire in this middle bit, because you can get spotted. I tried to wait for him to go behind them bushes. I'm not too sure if it was going to work. I didn't think it was going to work, but it did. Unfortunately, if I'd have had one more shot, he would be finished. I've got that extra little bit of damage, and I was instrumental in spotting him and making sure that he was died. So I'm slowly working down this flank here, and it's a nice little flank. There's nice bush cover. When I first come back to Water Tanks, I always used to go down that west side, and I still do sometimes, depending on what tank I'm in. But when it's in counter, I like to come along this side, because I find I have a better game, because tanks spawn over in this corner, and a lot of them tend to just sit where they are. I'm trying to put some damage into this Hellcat here. And there's three artilleries up here, so there's a lot of num-nums for me to eat if I can get into a good position here. So again, I'm just going to lose my spot. Well, I wasn't spotted then, but hide up for a second, give everything a breather, and see if anything happens. Can I see any tracer shells being popped over? Is that Hellcat going to pop through a bush to try and spot me, and am I going to spot him instead? And certainly before I go anywhere else, I'm going to try and reload. I love that little sound of the shells being put in then at the end. You can tell when you're ready to reload because they go bingo, a dunka ticka dunka ticka dunka ticka dunk. There's the Panther, the GW Panther, and the M44 was just spotted before him. I'm going to come up. It's time for me to put some shots into him. Nice. Finish him off. Here's the Hellcat. We'll put some shots into him. I need to soften him up. I need to get him to panic. He did panic and he crashed into a rock. He puts a tracking shot into me, causing no damage. And then I move on. Nice. Now he's dead and I get that assistance damage. And look, I've got 2 yummy artillery here now. Nice. And I've got a shot for him. I'll take a shot from a KV-1S. I've got 278 hit points left. I don't want to take another shot unnecessarily. I'm having a nice game here and I'm really enjoying myself. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, artillery seems to be responding really well. As I spot stuff, it seems to be killing it. So I'm not too confident, I'm not too bothered about killing that Hummel for its 55 hit points. I want to look for this KV-1S and I want to move towards the KV-2 as well. I want to put myself in a position where I can damage either or. I just joined a platoon with someone else who's got 3 kills. So now we've got the Brothers in Arms medal. Look at this clip. It's just beautiful, isn't it? Okay, hit me. I've got a fire. And the fire done some more damage, 65, and then someone else finished him. So that's cool. Now I'm up to 3k damage. And I'm going to see if I can put some in this KV-2. I'm not too sure if he's looking at me there, so I'm not going to stop. And then the KV-2 got killed. And it was one of them beautiful games. I stayed alive to the end. I was able to clear up the easy damage. On my last video about how to play bottom tier tanks, go and check it out. It's great. I talk about being at a party and eating cake. Like, who likes cake? Well, you only typically get cake until you stay till when the cake's cut. It could be in the middle of the party that you get a bit of cake and you get to take a bit home at the end. It's the same in a batch. If you stay alive till mid-match, you'll get a bit more damage. If you're alive at the end, you'll get that gift of damage at the end. But if you're not alive at the end of the battle, you won't get the cake to take home, will you? Here we go. We've got 3k damage. We've got 3 kills. We've got just almost 1600 base XP. Really nice game there. We've got 990 on the damage course with assistance. It's a 100% game on the Mark of Excellence. We've got a nice little bit of profit there too. Obviously, I use some premium consumables ammo with the fire extinguisher and the repair kit. Sorry, so that did take up a chunk of my profit, but it was still a nice little bit of profit. Really enjoyed that game. Let's move on to the next game. So here we are, and we're on steps, and we're on the North Spawn. And I played this. I got up. My kids were in bed. Mrs. was still asleep, and I come down, made myself a cup of coffee, and I thought, oh, I'm gonna have a little go on one of the tanks. It is such a lovely tank to play first thing in the morning. You got to buy it. I mean, it just has to be in your collection, right? It's a good money maker. It is fun. You can train your tier 7 crews, you know, your light crews, if you like playing them. Oh, it's just beautiful. Like, if you've got a 1390, you can train them in it. If you've got the wheeled vehicles, you can train their crews in it. So it's really cool. Put a critical shot into him, done one little bit of damage. I like to come to this ridge at the beginning of the game. Nice shots into him. If you look at the team makeup, there's 3 light tanks on the enemy side, right? And of them 3 light tanks, there's an EBR Hotch. And that EBR Hotch is dead now, but at the beginning, if he's firing that high penetration HE, can give you a right nightmare, right, in a light tank. So if there's wheeled vehicles on the enemy team and I'm in a normal light tank, I can tell you, I like to be a little bit restrained at the beginning, especially if we've got a wheeled vehicle that can push forwards and do that active scouting role, right? What I've got is a really, really awesome cannon on this tank, and I can do some nice damage. So that's what I did. I hung back, I got 365 damage, and I got a crit hit. And I'm not too sure what crit hit I did on that tank, but maybe that was instrumental in that tank, not putting another shot into one of ours, or moving a bit slower so he could be killed. So crit hits are, you know, worthwhile things to do, and I was glad to do them. So now I'm just going to poke this ridge. I'm looking for these tank destroyers, or these tanks camping up there, right? There's the typical places where tanks sit. So I'm just going to lay some blind shots in, because it's always worth it. You know, I heard recently someone saying, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. I'm not too sure who originally said that, but it is really true. And blind shots are worth putting in. I've got shells in the magazine. You haven't got a lot of shells with this tank. You do have to be careful. You can quickly run out of shells. But look up there. Okay, there is tanks up there, and they're full hit points. But it's worth looking at the end of the game, because I do fire a lot of blind shots in this game, and see what the difference in the scores is. Anyway, I'm in a nice little position here, because we can see there's tanks that have gone over there. I'm spotting over there, I'm not seeing nothing. I'm firing, and as I'm firing, I'm not getting spotted. So, you know, I've got a little bit of hard cover here. I've got a bush, and that's nice. I'm going to pull back now and see if I can put some shots into this SU-100Y. He's up there on the hill. Can I get the tracking shot? Oh, I just fired for the body there by the looks of it. Now, I'm going to put this whole clip into it, I do believe. It's worth doing that. You know, I don't know if I've hit him with a tracking shot as he was pulled back. There you go. At the moment, the heavies are fighting down the heavy lane, and it's not looking too fantastic down there. If that IS-3 of theirs kills our Samoa, we could be in a bit of trouble. But then again, we don't know if there's any other heavies backing that up. They've got a nice defensive line along their baseline there, along that ridge. And there's a Renegade can be quite hard to penetrate, especially with a gun like this, which does have low penetration value. Again, I have got some premium rounds. I can load them, but I do try not to if I can help it. You know, I've got lots of tanks I want to save up for and buy, and when I buy them tanks, I've got modules and equipment to buy. So I don't like to shoot them premium rounds unless I can, you know, unless I can make it. I need to figure out whether if you've got credit boosters and if you make profit with premium rounds. I'm not too sure. Maybe you do if you've got a premium account and you've got a premium tank. But you've got a choice of lots of different tanks out there to buy. Premium tanks, light tanks. There's many good ones. If I had a choice, what would I buy? Right now, I must say, the tank I'm probably having most fun in is that Tier 8 light tank, the French one, which is the wheeled vehicle, the EBR 75FL. Oh, tank's insane. Just putting some shots around there into the bushes. And going back to that tank, it's a useful tool. You know, it can earn good credits. It's a really good tank for putting your mind at ease. You know, if you're having some bad games, you can go out in it. But what I like it best for is the front line. you know, that frontline game mode, it's really good for that. You know, I really wanted to get them reward tanks, and it really helped me like consistently get majors and sometimes generals. So it was a tool worth buying. But if you're gonna pick a tank for randoms, you know, and you want it to be a tank and not a wheel tank, and you're into light tanks, I so recommend this tank. It's so much fun, and I think if you know, you got to remember it is imaginary. It is imaginary pixels that, you know, might not necessarily be here forever. You know, one day World of Tanks, if Wargaming could pull this game if it don't do so well. But looking at some of the changes that are upcoming with the equipment, which I think sounds amazing. All these new modules you can get, how, you know, fitting a tank will be different. Talgrim recently asked, you know, a poll about different things and changes you'll see in World of Tanks. And I, you know, I always said I'd like more modules and equipment. I'd like more slots. I loved EVE Online, where you could meet a ship and it could be fit 20 different ways. And, you know, each time you face that ship, you're fighting, although it's the same base ship, it's fit differently and therefore can perform a different role. And whilst it hasn't completely gone down that role with the new modules or the proposals for the new modules and equipment that you can buy, it is sort of is. Because you're having dedicated slots and there's going to be extra things you can do to benefit your tank in different ways, whether it gives it more view range, firepower, more concealment, more hit points, that sort of thing. I recently watched Quickie Baby's video on it, and it's an hour long, that video, but it's well worth going over to Quickie Baby's YouTube channel and watching that video, because he goes really into it, you know. And, you know, whilst it is a bit of a worry in some areas, at the same time, I do think Wargaming do need to invoke a drastic change to get new people in and to keep things fresh for us guys that have been around for a long, long time. And I think these new modules could be it could be challenging. The game's going to be even more complex, like at the higher tiers, because there's so much more you can do, right? So I'm excited about that. But going back to premium tanks, you know, yeah, look at it. It's so cute. Oh, I'm not in game. I was trying to zoom in and like I'm watching a replay, but I'm not. I'm watching a video of the replay because I recorded this real time. Okay, so I'm down. You know, I've fired that many blind shots. I'm now down to just like pretty much premium ammo now. Okay, that's cool. If I need to fire it because it's all I've got, okay. T-78 there. No, I don't know what that tank is. I've never seen one of them before, so obviously it's one of them premium tanks that's coming. Got a nice little bit of assistance damage on that SU there. I'm just going to work this line here. We've got the LTG. We've also got an what is it called? The STRV lingering around. There's an SU-100Y. There's the LTG there. I haven't got shots at the moment, but I'm just going to try and see if I can work a position out where I can hit him in the flank. But I'm spotted, so I need to be a bit careful. I'm only on 275 hit points now, so things could go wrong for me quite quickly. I haven't got to where I want to be, really, in this tank. You know, it's a light tank. You can really do some good W&8 in a light tank. So to finish on 1800 would be a shame. I don't really want necessarily do a reload, but I might go for one in a minute. Because things can pop up. It's nothing worse than when you're doing a reload and then like an artillery like that pops up. I wanted to lose my spot first, though. I want to get a bit of safe damage, and I want to last for that damage, the damage opportunity at the end. That's what I want to do. Now, this guy is facing away. I want to see, am I spotted? No, I'm going to reverse in so I can pull forwards and get out of the way quickly. Now, the reality is, had I reloaded that clip earlier on, I probably would have finished him. But then I might not necessarily have reloaded it in the right amount of time, or another tank could have popped up and I could have put that like 300 or, you know, close to 400 damage into them. So I'm reloaded now, though. I've got a nice clip, and we've still got that LTG out to the flank and another tank out there, the T-78 up on the top and the artillery piece. So again, I want to be in a position where I can get the damage. I'm spotted again here, need to be a bit careful. And, you know, the other thing to bear in mind here is, yes, I'm in the light tank and the onus is on me to spot things. I mean, I spotted and got some damage on that STG there. But equally, if I spot too aggressively, I can probably die. And I still want to get, you know, I still want to get a better score. I'm on to 1 kill and I'm on 1300 damage, which for this tank isn't a fantastic game, right? But But that's what I like to show you, right? Because a lot of you bad players, you don't have fantastic games. Unlucky on that one. Right, can I get that in there? Yeah, okay, cool. That's cool. So I sometimes talk about how when you're at green level, to get to blue is 2 shots. From blue to purple is 1 shot. And from purple to super purple is another 1 shot. And we just saw an example of that in that game. I was on, I think, almost 2,000 damage, 2,000 WN8, and I finished on 2,900. Let me just show you. So I finished on 2,929 that we knew about. Take notice that if you look down in this bottom corner here, my damage is at 1448. Okay, 1448. And mark of excellence. So I'm on 2,000 and say 60 combined. Right. If we go to the garage now, in actual fact, my damage finished up on 2,240. So that's like another 600, 700 damage through them blind shots I were putting in. So that's going to put my WN8 right up. I mean, probably close to 5,000, 6,000 in actual fact for that game. Base XP is 1,002 kills. And 2,200, and the damage by assistance, if we just press play there, I should click on that, was 700. So we're close to 3k. So in actual fact, that's a 100% game for this tank on the mark of excellence. So we won, we got the WN8, we got the mark of excellence, we stayed alive, we've done damage, we got kills, we was there for the cake at the end, and we didn't do nothing stupid. We managed to stay reserved and not over poke, and take too much more damage when we was on low hit points. You know, a tank is just as effective on 1 hit point as it is on 100 hit points. It just can't take any more damage. And there we go, the 100Y. I did hit a track and I did hit the engine there, caused by fire. So yeah, I hit that SU-100Y with a lot of them blind shots, which was great. And it just proves that blind shots are worth taking. Let's move on to the next game. Okay, guys, we're in El Halouf. And we're top tier. And I've made a video about how to play bottom tiers. And I've made videos about, you know, how to do this and to do that. And one of the messages I would like to get across, you know, aside from the mantra, which is stay alive, do damage, get kills, is that if you're a top tier, the onus is on you to carry a game. You have to take responsibility for the fact that you are a top tier vehicle, right? And you must carve out the damage and the assistance damage and the kills that you need to do to invoke a positive outcome in the game. I'm in a top tier light tank, and what that means, it means I need to get forwards and I need to spot, and I need to do a bit of damage if I can. Now I pull back a bit too far here, look. I'm spotting things, but I did take a hit. I didn't think he could hit me from there. Okay, so I like this position here. If you remember this, you got a solid cover, a bush for hiding in, and a good view range. Talgrim talks about having a try. Is it Talgrim? I always forget. I watch so much Talgrim and Lemon Rush, I forget which one says it. But the whole thing about having hard cover, bush cover, and a good viewpoint. And I'm getting these spots in left, right, and centre here. You need 4 spots for your WN8 score. I've got that. Okay, so that's good. I've got some assistance damage coming in, and that geezer in the T25-2 hit me, and the MT25 has hit me. Okay, so the game didn't start off great, right? I'm spotting things, and they're getting hit. That's fantastic. Not a tremendous amount, but, you know, close to 800. I'm on under 200 damage, and now I've lost like 500 and something hit points, right? And now, what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to finish this guy off. I knew he was there. I've got a fast firing clip, right? Okay, cool. What we're going to do now, we're going to lose our spot, aren't we? But, let's look at the game. I'm nowhere near the damage I need to get. I'm nowhere near the assistance I need to get. But, my contribution has led to us becoming in this really nice position here. This is a strong position. We've got 3 across, and the ones that are coming forwards are getting shot. Oh, a T-34-85M out of position. It's going to eat a full clip from me. Lovely. Okay. Now my assistance damage is up to 1,000 and my damage is up to 11. All the ones 1111. Okay, nice. So now the MT25 is in the open. Can we punish him for not being aware of the minimap? Oh, come on. Yes, we can. Okay. Missed a couple of shots there, but that's the beauty of this tank, and that's why I said that you should buy it, right? Because you can afford to miss a few shots. You have lots. You have lots of shots to fire. Now, I'm trying to get a shot here, and I notice he's looking at me. He's missed. I'm reloading, so I'm just going to pull forwards now so he can't hit me. Almost like I go shot. Oh, look, they're both looking at me. Okay, I need to move. They're fired, so I'm going to get out of there. Fast firing, low tier guns. Now, my gunner's dead. Now I need to be mega careful, right? Because I'm on 50 hit points. But 50 hit points can do things, make things people do stupid stuff. His need to kill me is greater than his level of common sense, isn't it? So, you know, he knew we got all. No, I got so lucky there with a tracking shot, right? He was so desperate to kill me, that guy, that he went down a cliff to where quite possibly he was going to get shot from across the valley against a tank that has loads of bullets to fire at him, and any one of them bullets will kill him. He should have just pulled back. He did something stupid, didn't he? He did something stupid, and he didn't stay alive, and he didn't get to eat cake at the end. And if you're not eating cake at the end, yeah, how can you be happy? Maybe you don't like cake. Maybe you like baguettes. There's always some food at the end of a party, right? Didn't manage to get the shot on him. There's like a bit of a ghost shell then, wasn't there? I had to be so careful. I used auto aim because I wanted to focus on my driving because I'm a one shot for everything, right? But I've got like 3k combined now. Damage and damage assistance. It's 100% game and mark of excellence already. I'm already at 4.8 thousand WN8. And it's looking like we're going to win. I've got 5 kills, so what else can I get out of this match? Well, a Top Gun medal would be nice. But some more damage and assistance damage is, you know, pretty much the name of the game. And that's what I'm going to try and go for. It's a race for damage now. It's called a race for damage. We're winning this battle 9-2. It's just how can I get damage now without being killed is the challenge. Well, I'm going to come up the rear of this Hellcat. You know, it's going to take me a bit more time. But I can't afford to drive into him. He's going to kill me if I do that. So I'm going to come up the rear. And he is, like, lovely. Can I get the kill? Nice, cool. So I've secured the Top Gun medal now. I'm on almost 7,000 WN8. And what I need to do now is I need to get forward and get a last little bit of damage. But there's so many tanks there, you know, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that. So I've loaded 5 up here in the magazine because it's the only standard rounds I've got left. And to be honest, I'll be lucky to fire them. And it's not looking like I'm going to be able to get any more damage out of this game. But these 3 matches have given you a really good, example of, you know, how this kind of works in this light tank. It was a dominating game. We got the victory. We got the WN8. We got the mark of excellence. We had fun. And what credits did we make? Did we make credits? I should imagine we did. Okay, it's a first class game. We got a Top Gun medal, which is lovely. 1,374 base XP. Really nice little score there. What I liked about that game is it had a super score, but it looked a little bit effortless. I took the damage early game. I didn't do anything stupid after that. You know, a lot of people take that damage early game and then that's it. They run roughshod. You know, you pull back, change location. Remember, when you're taking damage, you're fighting against human beings. They're going to wait to shoot you again. So you need to change location. You need to lose your spot and go somewhere different. Because people are going to be waiting for you. RT's going to be waiting for you. It's going to kill you, right? And if you don't do that, you're going to get shot and you're going to get RT'd. And there's no one to blame for that other than yourself. Because that's how the game works, isn't it? You know, a lot of these people, what they do is they don't lose, you know, they don't lose their spot and they poke again. You know, they don't lose the fact that they were spotted. They poke again and they get hit. Then they pull back and get RT'd. They get killed and then they rage out at a war game. It's such a shit game. No, let's all be honest. We all do it. You needed to wait for your spot to lose. If you poke the same place again, right? Perhaps you could lose your spot and poke somewhere else. Perhaps you'll lose your spot and relocate. But you didn't. You didn't lose your spot. You poked again. You got shot, and then you pulled back into arty fire. He was aiming at you all along because you got spotted. And it's no one's fault but your own. Right, so let's remember to just try to be less tunnel visioned, focusing on staying alive, getting that damage, getting them kills, and everything else will come. And I'm showing you good games, but I'm also showing you games where it's scrapped out. These are games that you can manage. You know, these are games where nothing particularly special happened, but the basics happened right. And if I can teach you to do the basics right, you'll have really good games. You know, you don't need to know the ins and outs. You know, you used to have to know the weak points of tanks and this and all. You used to have all this incredible knowledge. But if you can pick up from my videos some places to go, some bushes, you know, oh, that's a good location. I didn't know that was there. Okay, you know, to remember to pull back if you've been hit, change location, lose your spot. You know, go and watch the video of how to play bottom tiers. You'll see me playing bottom tier in a Cromwell, and I could carry on poking and getting more damage, but I'd have been killed. It's a really good example in the match in Mines, where I was showing you what happens when you pull back early, and then what happens when you don't. Anyway, that's all for today. When you see the 1357 up in the store, I really recommend it. I will never recommend a premium tank to you. I don't think it's worth buying. And if I do think it's worth buying, I'll say it. And I think this one is great fun. If you like light tanks, you'll like this, especially if you like autoloaders and fast firing tanks. Yeah, it's been great fun. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, before you go, if you've got a spare minute, check out my history channel. I run a non-profit company outside of all this, and we provide free experiences for kids, and we get them all dressed up in schools and hospitals. It's about teaching kids about history, you know, giving them memories that will last a lifetime. We do all sorts of media online. We do articles for adults. This is for adults now. On Facebook, we have over 100,000 followers. We're trying to grow our YouTube channel, so a sub there would be really great. And we've got documentaries and videos. You can see videos we make about history. You can see some of the videos we've made with the stuff we've done with kids, metal detecting. It's really worth 5 minutes of your life to take a look. Cheers. Thanks for watching. Goodbye for now.